Today, we're going to discuss photos. And I know what you're all saying or thinking, but trust me, you're going to learn something. I'd like to start off with, if you have any questions, please make sure you put them in the chat box for me and I'll ask them for you at the end. And if you are on our roster as an adjuster and need credit for CNC point credits for attending today, just email me later if you're in under your phone number. All right, so let's get started. There's photos are extremely valuable to your claim. They can make or break a claim. Missing a photo can cause delays. It can cause payments to be incorrect, and it can cause a lot of questions to be asked that wouldn't be asked if we had all the photos we need. So here to share the perspective from the carrier side is Miss Elaine Anderson. Elaine is an experienced adjuster with 20 years in the insurance industry and 10 years exclusively handling NFIP flood claims. She takes pride in providing best-in-class results to the Assurant policyholders and stakeholders. In her role as senior adjuster, Elaine has been involved in the development of new products and procedures, training, mentorships, CAT management, and flood litigation. She is a subject matter expert in all things related to the NFIP. She works out of sunny Tucson, Arizona, where it never floods.
So let's get started here. Today, what I wanted to talk about was photographs. I am no expert in photography by any means, but I am an expert at looking at photos in a claim file and looking at photos daily. I mean, hundreds of photos a day. So I've shown you some examples of maybe bad photographs that we've seen in a claim file. Let's go and look at some information that FEMA has provided about photos. I'll go over some general tips, different accessories to use, some do's and don'ts from my perspective, and then I've got some kudos for some folks. So first off, we've got the claims manual. The word photograph appears in the claims manual like 136 times. It's so important that there's its own section as well. I'm not going to read this section. You guys all know where this is. You know how to get to it. But basically, You need to take meaningful photos that describe the damages that you see at the property. Photos are so important, not just to us, but to FEMA. This is the RCQC audit form. And on the form, there's a specific question about photos. And this gets, audited every file. Were the photos adequate? Yes, no, or not applicable. Maybe it was closed without an inspection. Okay, here are some actual notes that we have gotten on FEMA audits. So in this particular audit, they needed photographic documentation to confirm if the area was a basement. And unfortunately, this adjuster got marked down on the audit for not providing that. FEMA looks at how they're organized. They look at how they're labeled. Overall, these photos were minimally, if at all, labeled. So that's something that's reviewed. They look at, are they blurry, right? Dark and blurry. These were results from our most recent operational audit, where even though we passed the audit, we had 2 files where FEMA took the time to comment about the photos in the claim file. So it's very important. All right, some general tips for taking photos. Know your camera, right? Or if you're using an app, know how to use the app. Consider different modes, portrait mode versus landscape mode. Know how to turn your flash on and off. I mean, I know that sounds silly, but that may be the key to getting a better picture. Know how you use autofocus. If you're using a point and shoot camera, usually you have to hold that button down halfway. You'll listen for a beep or an alert to let you know that it's focused and now you can take the picture. The same with the app. If you're using an app through like an iPad, you got to hold that down and hold still and give that device time to take the picture. Always inspect your camera lens, make sure it's clean, especially if you're coming from another inspection. Maybe you were in a crawl space, right? Maybe you were in a basement. Make sure that your lens is clean, there aren't any fingerprints on it, and make sure your camera is charged. We'll see later on in the presentation, where that gets brought up. So make sure your camera's charged, maybe even invest in a backup battery. When you're at the inspection site, set the expectation with the policyholder. Mr. and Mrs. Policyholder, I know you've got a lot of questions. I know you want to go through everything that's going to be covered and not covered, but I need to get these photos and these measurements. Those are going to be the most important things that you do when you're out there, as well as answering all of the policyholders' concerns. If you've got a policyholder that wants to be involved, ask them to help you. Ask them to point out damages to you, or they can go behind you and take pictures with their camera. That way, if you don't get a picture of something you need, or if one of your pictures comes out blurry or unreadable, you've got this backup here from the policyholder. Also, you can let the policyholder know, hey, well, I'm going to go through and do my inspection. Why don't you gather all your photos together? Why don't you email me all of the documentation, the photos that you have already? Okay. When you're out there at the inspection, make sure that you capture different angles, different perspectives. When you're capturing the debris pile, get it from different angles. Open those bags, open those boxes, show us what's inside of those. If it's safe to do so, right? I mean, there may be times for health reasons or safety reasons, but when it's safe, let us know what's been bagged up and put to the curb. When you're doing your inspection, adjust the lighting, right? Maybe you're out at a property that power hasn't been restored. So open windows, blinds, doors. If power is there, turn on all of the lights. Lighting is a huge key to taking a better picture. Okay. When you're there, after you take the picture, look at it, zoom in. Like, is it in focus? Should you retake it? Does it show what you wanted to show? Then zoom in again. Make sure that you've got a good picture. always take more pictures than you think you're going to need. Always. You can never have too many pictures in a claim file. You want to make sure that you caption and label, describe your photos, and make notes while you're on site. A lot of cameras will tell you the number of the photo that you're taking, so you can jot down the number and then make a note. This photo is, for this. And then use props or accessories. So what do I mean by that? At a minimum, have a flashlight, right? I liked this flashlight because it charges with a USB. So you could charge it in your car or your truck as you're going from different inspections. Also consider if you're in an area where you need to use your flashlight, don't shine your flashlight directly on what you want to take a picture of. So you're in a crawl space, say, and you want to take a picture of an air handler. Don't shine the flashlight directly on the air handler. You're going to wash it out, but shine it on the ceiling or shine it on an adjacent wall and see if that gives you the lighting that you need to get the picture taken. I saw this on Amazon and I thought this was a great accessory to have. This is a portable floodlight. It also charges with a USB, so it could be charged in a car, and it's repositionable. So you can, change the angle and really get the correct lighting for what you need to take a picture of. Besides these basic accessories, there are thousands of accessories that you can buy for cameras. So everybody knows about the selfie stick. You can also get tripods, stabilizers. What I found was neat was they have for both phones and cameras a remote clicker. So you don't even have to hold the phone. You can set the phone up or the camera up and attach it with a remote clicker and take the picture that way. Also, these clip-on lenses, they make wide angle clip-on lenses for pretty much any device. And that would be great for like exterior photos. So you've got a large building, right? And you want to get the whole elevation. Consider a wide angle lens. Same thing for your point and shoot cameras, all kinds of accessories. This picture here in the middle is GoPro accessories. I do know an adjuster who uses a GoPro. Same thing, everything's available. And if you're using a tablet, same thing, you can get all of these accessories. You can get creative with your accessories. So this is a remote control car with a camera on top and it connects to your phone. Julie told me about an adjuster who has connected a GoPro to a remote control car. So get creative. There's a lot of ways to get the picture that you need for the claim file. All right, some do's and some don'ts. I'm not going to tell you everything you should or shouldn't take a picture of, right? You guys know that. You do this day in, day out. But from my point of view and my team's point of view, I'm going to tell you some things that we love and some things that we don't like to see so much in a claim file. Okay, so do use markers. It's very hard to see the water line on this picture. Maybe it would help if there was a pin or a clip. So this is a better water line, but we've got a little pin here. This is what I mean by a marker. This particular adjuster uses a clip. It's great. Here's a picture. We've got an uneven floor. When you put something on the uneven floor to show us, we love that. Like it really brings your point home to us that water damaged this and it's not level. Okay, get different perspectives. Here we've got some sports memorabilia. It looks fine, right? I don't see a lot of damage, but what this adjuster did was flip it over and give us a picture of the back. We've got clear water damage. This is great. We love it when you get different perspectives. So here's a bed. Again, hard to see a lot of damage, but this adjuster gave me an up close picture. This is great. We can clearly see a water line on this wood bed. Show us the view from far away, but also from up close. So here I've got a water line. This is a great picture of a water line, but I can't really read the tape measure. So this adjuster got closer and closer, and I love it. We've got clear measurements that we can see and support in our claim file. Okay, we definitely want you to get address verification. Let's make sure you're inspecting the right property, but not like this. This doesn't really help us. This is great. We've got a clear number on the door. If you can't get that, that's okay. Do the best you can to confirm and verify that you've inspected the right property, and then maybe put something in the notes or the narrative to let us know why you couldn't get the address verification captured in a photo. All right, look at the debris pile, capture it from different angles. I mentioned earlier, when it's safe to do so, open those bags, open the boxes, just take a quick picture of what's inside there. Is it insulation? Is it kids' toys? I don't know, because we never open the bag. So definitely capture as much of the debris pile as you can. We definitely want to see pictures from other causes. A lot of times we see this mentioned in the narrative, but not reflected in the photos. So if you note damage from another cause, just take a quick photo of it. We'd love to see that. Okay, a couple examples of that. We definitely need the make, model, and serial number, but not like this. Like, try to make it readable. You know, again, hold still, focus, allow your auto engage to focus. Okay. Don't cut off the exterior elevations. These are exactly how the picture came in. I didn't alter these pictures. So what's on the other side of this garage door? I have no idea, but it looks like the roof goes over something, right? Here's the exterior elevation of this same home. What's behind this fence? I don't know. Maybe there's a AC unit back there. No idea. And it looks like it would be pretty easy to open this gate and take that picture. Other side of the home. And then here's the back of the home. Again, where's the rest of the home? So don't cut off the exterior elevations. This may be a time where you want to turn your camera to the landscape mode, or you want to clip on a wide angle lens so you can capture the entire building for us. Okay, don't make us tilt our head. How many of you just tilted your head to look at this picture, right? Orientate your pictures. It's just a little click on your computer, not hard. Annotate your photos. We love it when you guys do this. So this adjuster's added all these circles and given us this description, so we know exactly what we're looking at. We love this. Here we've got arrows pointing out to all of the damaged flooring. This is great. I wanted to show this because this is unique. This was a picture that was provided by the policyholder to confirm a GCF. And a lot of times we get these pictures, but we don't know from what perspective they were taken from. We are not really sure where our insured's house is. So this adjuster added the property addresses for these neighboring homes and then gave us a map. So we knew exactly where this picture was taken from, where these homes are, and where this is in relation to our insured property, right? This is great. This is going above and beyond in the photos, but you would not believe how much we appreciate that. Definitely include pictures from the policyholder. This picture was taken from the adjuster. It's kind of hard to see the damage to this dresser, but the policyholder gave us this picture. And I mean, look at this. This picture speaks 1,000 words. All right, caption your photos. This picture is called preliminary. What does that mean? Like, oh, it was provided with the preliminary report, but what am I looking at here? Okay, this picture has no description. And in fact, it came in with this big red box. And that's how it came to us. So, you know, why didn't someone catch this? Where's the description? All right, this picture I really liked because not only do we have a good picture of this electrical panel, but then we've got this description from the adjuster telling us, hey, this was damaged and they're going to get a quote. This is a picture from the policyholder. So tell us who took the picture, right? This picture came in from the public adjuster. This picture was taken by adjuster, right? Let us know who that is, who did the inspection. So this is a great picture of a hallway that Adam took. All right, don't have inconsistencies with your estimate in your sketch and your photos. So this is a little hard to illustrate in the photos, but in this particular home, we have this area right here that's called office and sitting room. And here's the picture I have. My description says risk location. One of these is the office and one of these is the sitting room, but I don't really know, right? So make sure that as you've labeled the rooms in your estimate, those labels match your description of your photos. Okay. Organize your photos. Again, this was a little bit hard to try to represent in this presentation, but if your estimate is going to start with the damages to the garage, then move to the dining room, then the living room, organize your photos in that manner as well. So you might want to start with your exterior elevations. And again, please don't cut them off. And then show us your waterline photos or photos that you have to establish a general condition of flood, and then go through room by room in the same order that you've written your estimate. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Organize your photos to correspond with the estimate. Don't get political. This was a description that was in a photo. This might be insensitive to some of our policy holders, and it just doesn't belong in the claim file. If you're going to use talks to text, make sure you review it. So these just have a couple little errors in them. You know, the sentences just don't make sense. Just run TV room shown here quesadilla. Okay, we got a good laugh out of that one. This one actually has a bad word. Miguel told me we were all adults and I should include it, but I'm a lady, so I blurted out. This one, here we've got a whole dialogue about the adjuster. His camera died. So make sure that if you're using talk to text, you're looking at what that is actually capturing and you're editing it as you need to. All right, I wanted to just briefly talk to you about risk rating 2.0 and crawl spaces. We're still learning about everything that we'll need for risk rating 2.0. But one of the things that our underwriting team has stressed is that we need good photographs of these crawl spaces, especially if there's vents. Where are they? How many are there? The entrance to the crawl space, is it subgrade? Is it not? Make sure you take a picture of everything in there, any ductwork, any equipment, mechanicals, piers, pilings, or whatever the support is. And when you take a picture of that, take it from the top to the bottom. Like, don't just give us part of it. If you can, capture at least one picture that shows the entire pier so that we can see exactly how it's constructed and how this building is being supported. Definitely take pictures of the underside of the subfloor, the floor joists, that area. If you can, provide measurements with these items that you're taking pictures of. And then definitely alert us if there's any area that would be below the elevated floor that's been converted to living space. So for example, if you have a garage that's now been converted to a living space and the garage is below the first elevated floor, definitely let us know. This is new for 2.0 and we need to be aware of that. Okay. I've got a couple pictures here of crawl spaces. So again, we've got the vents here. Here's our entrance to the crawl space. Measurement, great. Overall view of the crawl space, right? We've got some ductwork in there, some piping. Here's the bottom of our subfloor. I love this picture because it's very clear, very easy to see there was no water. All right, let's do a quick quiz. What's wrong with this photo? So hopefully you guys all tilted your head again. That's one of the issues, right? The orientation of the photo. There's no description. Again, I didn't alter this photo. This is exactly how it came in. And I have no idea who took this photo. Okay. So let's look at another claim. Here is a preliminary report that we got in. So we've had water for over a day in this property. My interior water line is negative 60 inches. So I'm thinking basement, right, or a post-firm elevated enclosure. Let's see what we've got. So here's our street. I don't see any debris. Don't see anything going on. Here's my house. I've got a single car garage over here. Looks good. Here's my water line. And I don't really see a water line. Maybe you guys do. Here's my interior water line. Again, not really sure, but I can clearly read this is 2 feet or 24 inches. Right. Here's my basement. See the stairs? This is the basement. I'm not giving you a false picture. This is truly the basement where there was negative 60 inches of water. Right. Here's another view of the basement. It's another view of the basement. Here is my garage. Remember, we had a single car garage. I've blurred out our policyholder here. But if you look at the garage door, you can see a little something. And then here's the first water line picture that I get. Okay. And there's a few more pictures in this claim file. I didn't put everyone in here, but they basically show the same thing, right? A basement that doesn't have any water lines, doesn't show any damage, and then this water line on the back of our garage door. And then I've got an estimate for $17,000 for cleanup. So would you pay for this? If you were me, you're in my shoes, and this is what you get. Do these pictures support this claim? Would you pay for this? So the answer is no, right? Hopefully you guys are all thinking that. We are going to be getting, some more support for this claim. Okay. While I was preparing this presentation, I looked at a lot of our FEMA audit forms, and I found some that I wanted to just give a quick shout out. We've got some adjusters here that got good feedback regarding their photos. So shout out to Adam Lawrence. His photos were more than adequate to document this loss, and he took the time to prepare an impressive claim file. Shout out to Benjamin Hilpert. Hopefully I didn't mispronounce your name. He's got great photos here, and FEMA appreciated that he included the make, model, and serial number. Shout out to Jason. He's got good quality photos that document each room. Excellent. Raymond Kelly, he had clear, well-labeled photos that verified the flood damages. That's fantastic. Christopher Felder, in this particular claim, he gave us 72 pictures that support there was no GCF. And this was so impressive that FEMA even commented again on the second page of the RCQC. Excellent photos. All right, so to summarize, make sure that your photos are clear, that they support the claim, and that you have enough photos. Always follow FEMA guidelines. check the claims manual because there is a ton of information about photos in there. Be customer service driven and set the expectation with the policyholder. I really feel that some of the photos that we get back are because they're rushing. Set that expectation that you've got to get these photos and measurements and take your time to get good photos. Use accessories, get creative. Always bring a flashlight or auxiliary light with you. And then maybe you want to try out some of the other accessories that are available. Review your photos before you leave that site. Make sure that you have the photos that you need. There's nothing that delays a claim like having to do a reinspection. You don't like it, we don't like it, our policyholder doesn't like it. So make sure that you've gotten everything documented. Ask yourself, if these were the photos that were submitted to the carrier, would you pay for the claim? Right? And then lastly, keep up the good work. This is hard work, what you guys do. Every time I've presented for CNC, I've said this because every time I go to prepare one of these, I realize how hard your job is. You're dealing with the policyholder and the carrier and the agents, and you're all trying to do this, you know, within the claims manual and the published policy and the procedures and guidelines. It's a lot of work. So you guys are doing a great job. Keep up the good work, and we really appreciate that. That is all I got for you. I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have.
Hey, Elaine.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm going to unmute Tim because he has a question. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Do you want to stop share on your
yes.
screen? Okay.
I can.
Hey, Elaine.
Hi.
Hey, hold on.
Is it your birthday?
Saturday.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm trying. Give me 1 second, Tim.
I completely lost you. My internet went out.
Oh.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yes, happy birthday.
Yeah, good job on the presentation. So yeah, I'm gonna step away because Julie's running the show today.
Okay, let me see here. Hold on, Tim. My computer's stuck. Just give me 1 second.
He said he doesn't have a question, Julie.
Oh, well, his hand was raised. Okay, sorry, Tim.
You were just giving high five to Elaine.
Oh, okay. Well, Elaine, that was awesome. As always, you do a fantastic job. And I do want to just reiterate that the pictures are so very important. And I know we talk about it all the time. And I know there's a collective sigh and eye roll whenever it's brought up, but it can make or break a claim. And, you know, I had one adjuster say, you know, for me, a picture's not worth 1,000 words, it's worth $1,000. So that can be very true. You know, and yes, the cutting off the exterior of the home, when you cut the sides and all off, that's very difficult for us because we need to see everything. That is huge. As silly as it sounds, or as much as it may not seem like a big deal, that really is a big deal. Especially when you're looking at a home that may or may not be elevated, or is it a walkout basement? Is it really a basement? So those things are super important. Let me see here. Does anybody have any questions for Elaine? Everybody has happy birthdays for you, Elaine.
Thank you. That's
and
great.
My phone blew up with how awesome the beginning was, which it was.
Good.
Okay, would you have any Last
No,
word of
again,
advice for us?
thank you to CNC for letting me do this. Hopefully, you know, you guys got something from the carrier perspective, and we're looking forward to more great pictures.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Elaine, for agreeing to do this. We really appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we will see you all in 2 weeks. Bye.
Okay.